What would you do if the world's greatest hero, a legend who saved millions, was still alive? But everyone believed he was an absolute fraud. We're not talking about a masked superhero, but one of the most tragic and addictive premises to come from the world of anime. This is the story of a boy who wears a mask, not to hide his identity, but to hide his own greatness. A young man who must pretend to be weak in a world where strength is everything, and whose life is a constant lie that could cost him everything he loves. Today, we're not going to narrate his story. We're going to delve into the whys. Why is the premise of The Weakest actually a fascinating psychological study? Why is his secret a perfect narrative time bomb? And how can a simple mark on the skin be the thread that unravels a conspiracy threatening to devour kingdoms? On the surface, Lux Arcadia is the laughingstock of the Drag Knight Academy. They call him the undefeated weakest, a title that sounds like a cruel joke. He is a former prince of a fallen empire, treated with disdain and burdened by an impossible debt. His introduction is a disaster. He's accused of being a pervert due to an accident and forced into duels he only seems to survive by pure luck. But here is the first genius of the narrative. Every act of weakness is actually a demonstration of controlled strength. When he dodges a mortal attack by a hair's breadth, it's not luck. It's the pinpoint precision of a pilot who has seen more battles than everyone in that arena combined. When he survives, it's not out of cowardice, but through ferocious endurance. The series forces us to reinterpret every scene. We are not watching a loser. We are watching a master of social stealth. A tactical genius playing a 4D game where the smallest mistake means death, or worse, exposure. His secret isn't just a plot detail. It's the lens through which we see everything. Every interaction, every scornful glance, every condescending praise is loaded with brutal, dramatic irony. We, the audience, are his accomplices. We know that the man Princess Lezachart despises is the very hero who gave her her throne, and that complicity keeps us hooked, desperately longing for the moment the facade crumbles. In many stories, a harem is a comedic relief. Here, it's a psychological minefield. Every woman in Lux's life is not just a potential love interest. She is a direct threat to his secret and a key piece in the larger mystery. Lezachart, the princess who should hate him. She is the embodiment of his conflict. Lux destroyed her oppressive empire but gave her a kingdom. She looks down on him as the weak prince, yet is drawn to the shadow of the black hero she is unaware of. Their connection through the Arcadian mark adds a layer of forced intimacy and a shared secret that could destroy her too, if revealed. Philippi, the childhood friend, with a hidden trauma. She represents the past Lux lost. Their relationship seems pure and simple, but it is the most mysterious. Her bouts of amnesia, sudden fevers, and almost supernatural connection to the ruins are a mystery within a mystery. Her love for Lux is genuine, but her own body becomes a weapon against him, making their relationship the most tragic and dangerous. Cruel Creef, the hunter of legends. She is the antagonist who comes dangerously close to the truth. Initially, she is not motivated by love, but by a cold, calculated goal: to find the black hero. Her relationship with Lux is a cat-and-mouse game disguised as romance. Every date, every conversation is an interrogation. She personifies the external threat her intellect poses to his secret. Celestia, the rival burdened by guilt. She is the Academy's living legend who, ironically, lives in the shadow of the black hero. Her initial contempt for Lux stems from a deep guilt over her connection to his family's past. Her journey from rivalry to respect is a parallel to Lux's own, and her eventual discovery of the truth has the potential to make her his most powerful ally or his most bitter enemy. Each of these relationships pulls Lux in a different direction, testing his loyalty, his courage, and his ability to maintain the lie. The romance is not a subplot. It is the main engine of the conflict. The fall of the Arcadia Empire was not an end. It was a new beginning, full of scars. The story refuses to paint the past in black and white. Lux did not destroy a kingdom of pure villains. He committed an act of geopolitical patricide, killing his own family and his people for a greater good he now questions. This trauma manifests in several ways. Fugil, the ghostly brother. His older brother, Fugil, is the embodiment of the central mystery. His brief appearances are loaded with ominous warnings and a knowledge of past events that Lux himself seems to have repressed. Was the fall of the Empire a heroic rebellion, or something far more sinister in which Lux was a pawn? Fugil is the constant reminder that Lux's memory is unreliable, and that the truth everyone knows is likely a lie. The Ruins Conspiracy. The world is built upon the ruins of a previous civilization with advanced technology. The Abyss and Ragnarok are not just monsters. They are symptoms of a corrupt and misunderstood world system. The nobles' obsession with the power of the ruins shows that the new kingdom is repeating the mistakes of the old one. Lux didn't just fight an empire. He fought a cycle of greed and destruction that is far from over. The Mark of Shame. The Arcadian symbol that both Lux and Lisa Shart bear on their bodies is a physical reminder that the past is never gone. It is a stigma, a shared secret, and a clue that their destinies were intertwined long before they met in the bath. This mark is the visual thread connecting personal tragedy to global conspiracy. Lux's power, Bahamut, is not a simple tool. It is a constant reminder of his original sin. Every time he is forced to use it, it's not a moment of glory, but of agony. He relives the trauma of destroying his home, of the lives he took. His ultimate power, the over-limit, is literally a suicidal pact, a perfect metaphor for how his own greatness consumes him. His battles are not about who is stronger, but about how much he is willing to sacrifice. Defeating a Ragnarok is one thing. Doing so while protecting his friends, maintaining his facade, and fighting the demons in his own head is another. The series explores the idea that true strength is not brute power, but the emotional resilience to bear the consequences of that power. The season's climax, where he must save Philippi from the Ragnarok seed inside her, is the culmination of all his conflicts. It is not just a battle to save a girl. It is a battle against the destiny his brother and the ruins have planned for him. It is his final rejection of being a pawn, of repeating the mistakes of the past. It is the moment he accepts that, to protect his new world, he must fully confront the ghosts of the old one. In the end, this story is much more than a powerful boy pretending to be weak. It is a deeply human study of identity, trauma, and the weight of history. It is a reminder that heroes do not emerge from nothing. They are forged in the fire of impossible choices and carry scars that never heal. The genius of the premise lies in the fact that Lux's secret is so fragile and yet so powerful that every episode, every interaction, is soaked in tension. We stay, not to see if the truth will be revealed, but to witness the devastating and liberating impact it will have when it finally erupts. Because when the weakest man rises completely, the entire world will remember why they once called him hero.